哎妈的，那个弄哦。哎，那脖子唔。
From August 14th to 15th, large parts of Zhejiang Province in eastern China were battered by persistent and exceptionally heavy rainfall, with Hangzhou, Huzhou, Jiaxing and Shaoxing among the areas affected. Widespread heavy rain and torrential downpours swept across the region, while some locations experienced extremely intense rainfall within a short period of time. The prolonged storm system caused serious water accumulation, flooding and an elevated risk of flash floods and geological disasters. The most severe conditions were reported in and around Huzhou, where meteorological authorities issued a red rainstorm warning, the highest level in China's weather warning system.
那整体洗肉有个，也是这么大的水。
Jiaxing County also issued a red alert for torrential rain as rainfall intensified. Authorities warned that the extreme weather could rapidly overwhelm drainage systems and trigger flooding in urban and rural areas, particularly in low-lying locations and mountainous communities. Chongqing County experienced particularly dangerous conditions as intense rainfall caused rivers and streams in mountainous areas to rise rapidly. In the early morning of August 14th, a flash flood in Tanlongqiu village, Heping town triggered a landslide, sending mud, rocks and debris down the slope and into nearby areas. The incident highlighted the heightened geological disaster risk created by the combination of saturated ground, steep terrain, and exceptionally heavy rainfall. Flooding was also reported across other parts of Chongqing. Rapidly rising water inundated roads and surrounded residential areas, while some vehicles became trapped or partially submerged.
然后那边放在河盘里的，还那个桌子还飘着，我的天呐！今天我要把我的茶壶抢救一下了，我要把他们都搬到楼上去了。
这咋那么吓人？哎呦，这刚才那车都冲走了，看看那边。
Images from affected areas showed streets transformed into channels of muddy water, with residents facing difficult conditions as floodwaters spread through communities. Rainfall intensity across the region was unusually high. Some monitoring stations in Chongqing recorded hourly rainfall exceeding 100 millimeters, while rainfall accumulated to more than 300 millimeters in some locations over a 6-hour period.
车都飘起来了，我的天哪！我是压了的喂，你看，放了，是压了的。是，看，吓死了。
Such concentrated rainfall can overwhelm drainage infrastructure in a matter of hours, causing water levels to rise rapidly even in areas that had not previously experienced serious flooding.
家里沉掉嘞，外面的水你看整个都平掉嘞，小屋淹掉嘞，
然后隔壁家都进水了。天啊，完蛋了！这还逃得掉的？天哪！
哇塞！
Hangzhou, Jiaxing and Shaoxing also experienced periods of heavy to torrential rainfall. Several areas reported significant water accumulation on roads, while authorities increased monitoring of rivers, reservoirs, drainage networks, and mountainous zones. Low-lying roads and sections vulnerable to flooding were placed under closer surveillance as rainfall continued.
冰箱什么的全部翻掉了。 出不去了，外面的水超级大，已经第一个楼、一楼都快淹完了。
In Hangzhou and surrounding areas, local authorities implemented additional flood control measures as the threat from intense rainfall increased. Some outdoor activities were suspended, while scenic areas, cultural venues and recreational facilities were temporarily closed in order to reduce the risk to visitors. Residents were also advised to avoid mountainous areas, rivers, streams and other locations vulnerable to sudden flooding. Several scenic attractions across Zhejiang temporarily suspended operations because of the dangerous weather. Outdoor recreational facilities and high-altitude activities were also affected, reflecting growing concerns over flash floods, landslides and falling rocks in mountainous areas.
这个场车是卡搁这了，刚才冲走一辆车，看。
那边高高，哎，经过，车子都飘过来了，有。
Authorities emphasized the need to prioritize public safety as rainfall continued and ground conditions became increasingly unstable. The persistent rainfall also raised concerns over secondary disasters. Once soil becomes saturated, even additional moderate rainfall can increase the risk of landslides, mudslides, and slope failures. In mountainous parts of Zhejiang, emergency personnel increased inspections of roads, bridges, river channels and vulnerable slopes, while local communities remained on alert for sudden changes in water levels.
都到岸上来了，对面那个，
全抱到那乱去，一楼送给他了。你看，不从这来也不是都。
The severe weather was associated with the residual circulation of Typhoon Dolphin. Although the typhoon had already weakened and ceased to be tracked as an active tropical cyclone, its remaining circulation continued to transport moisture toward eastern China. The interaction between this moisture and strong convective weather systems helped produce repeated rounds of intense rainfall across Zhejiang. The combination of abundant moisture, unstable atmospheric conditions, and persistent rainfall created a prolonged threat rather than a brief storm event.
就做下那，就做掉那白烟的酒呀。
Instead of the danger passing after a single burst of rain, repeated downpours continued to place pressure on drainage systems and increase the risk of flooding in both urban and rural areas. Water levels in rivers and reservoirs were also closely monitored as officials worked to reduce the risk of further flooding. As the rain continued, authorities warned that the greatest danger could come from secondary hazards rather than rainfall alone.
扑通了两下呢，这个鸡还在不动，看到没有？现在这里成河了，成江了已经。你走不了。